All right, welcome back, my heroes all out there. We searched far and wide, scoured many a land, and we've located possibly what might be the most hype round one in this entire tournament lineup. We're looking at a very, very explosive matchup between friends. A Fire Bakugo 1 versus a Chaos Denki 1. But there's some really, really interesting things going on with this Denki deck that are going to make it even more of an explosive matchup than we're already expecting. This is a 50 card Denki deck with 8 attacks. We've got
Yeah,
4
this
Electric Jolt and 4 Ultimate Combination.
yeah, this Denki deck makes me want to cry. It's so cool.
So, for those of you who aren't familiar with what we might be about to see from this Denki deck come this game, Ultimate Combination is a very, very cool card that lets you build everything that you've used to pay for the powerful ability of it. So if you powerful out any foundations, you get to build them. Now it's for all for one because he gets to manipulate and stack cards in his momentum. But Denki is also a character that gets to do that in just a bit more of a roundabout way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Denki gets to do that once per game by just like shoving all of his stuff in into momentum, which is obviously super strong. And what's even better about it is because this Denki deck is running so many foundations in comparison to attacks, he's gonna be able to play his foundations, play an attack, snap at all the momentum, and then play the ultimate combination. And then the ultimate combination is going to build him like 20 foundations.
Yeah, if we in like so like obviously what's the high roll here, right? The high roll here is 5 foundations into Electric Jolt into once per game, eat all 6 cards, throw the ultimate combination down with powerful force 6 times. That's what 24 damage, right? So that's a
Yep.
that's a 31 damage ultimate combination that then is going to build 5 and then get
Mhm.
some amount of speed.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm sure that this Denki player has a ton of speed boost in this deck. I couldn't imagine them not having a bunch of speed boost in this deck somewhere.
Yeah, and I think you kind of pointed out the main thing there, right? Is that I mean, it is 50 cards, right? So it's already a small deck, and with only 8 attacks, though, 8 attacks in a 50 card deck is such a minuscule amount that we're going to see
Mhm.
this Denki building and more importantly checking like an absolute champ.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be very unfortunate, yet not unfortunate at the same time when that Denki hilariously checks an attack on their attack that they play.
Oh, it's gonna be so funny. It's gonna be so genuinely funny. We're seeing a whole lot of crazy things going on in this Denki's board. There's a lot of tech pieces. I mean, when you put in 36 foundations into your deck, you're gonna be able to find some pretty interesting things. We're seeing stuff like choose a hero name. That's another really, really, really cool card that interacts in this deck, right? Because you get to go as I play my jolt on my once per game turn. I'm gonna get to shove this into my momentum, hit you with the jolt for 1, and then suck up that hero name as an additional foundation for even more powerful plays.
Absolutely. I feel the same way about Mall Day when you check bad, slap it into the pool to then grab the attack that you're gonna that you checked to and then you get to play that attack and snap that Mall Day into momentum.
Yeah, we're 4xing both choosing a hero name and Molde. So we're gonna have a lot of really, really, really cool interactions going on there. We're also seeing stuff like charged up and forced quirk activation, which are kind of cool because you get to destroy them or remove them, right? Put the foundations into your momentum that you want, and then kind of like tutor them out using the ultimate combination. So like it's like a 1-for-1, but you're getting to turn them into whatever you want, which is pretty sweet.
Oh yeah. It's a sick deck, and it's super clear that the player running it has really thought about the pieces that they decided to put in it.
It's this is a very, very mad scientist energy deck right here.
Exactly, which you would not expect out of a character like Denki. Denki kind of seems like a very straightforward character to build, but then something wacky like this happens. It's always cool to see stuff like that happen.
I adore seeing builds like that. We even got like we're using right now, irrefutable force of nature is gonna let
Mhm.
us try and like pin down target pieces that are gonna like hate on our jolt. Because like stuff like wall cling, right? Those are gonna be this deck's like worst nightmare to deal with.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Walkling would be a devastating piece for this deck.
Or even main decking an evil versus good with a few more in the sideboard. That lets us deal with Faith Shield on our Jolt as well. That's pretty
Hmm.
gnarly. Although, I mean, if we're playing like a bunch of foundations into the Jolt, the evil versus good is gonna be on like a 7 or an 8. I mean, hey, look, if it's what gets you there, it's what gets you there, right?
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, if you just spend like 3 turns, build 5 pass, like it doesn't take that long to get into ultra deadlock anyway, right? So
100%.
it may not matter that action's on a 7, you know?
It's very, very, very possible. So looking into Bakugo's turn a little bit here, I mean, this is pure classic fire Bakugo one aggro right here. We open with the Nitro. Denki understands this is the one that he gets to block because Bakugo doesn't want to clear this one yet. So we
Hmm.
are gonna full stop that one. But now we have the true problem child when it comes to how do I deal with Bakugo one. And that's the ignited arrow. This is such a tough card to decide what the best of the two awful outcomes are when it comes to stopping this.
Yeah, yeah. I never truly know what I should really do, because like on one hand, this Bakugo is probably going to um make this ignited arrow as big as they possibly can, and on the other hand, they're gonna, if you block it, they're gonna clear the card, and they're going to be able to grab another attack, right? So so it feels like a lose-lose situation, no matter what choice you make, but and especially as a character as squishy as Denki.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to opt to take that one to the face right there, going down at just a measly 10 health. I mean, I think that's like probably correct, honestly, because if Bakugo gets to clear that card and then pick up the right card, he could easily find, the full health total from there on out. So I think eating this one and then saying you've got to have the rest on just your 6 foundations, 2 cards in pool, figure it out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
And it looks like
choosing
they do not
just to,
have it.
yeah, choosing just to pass there is interesting.
Yeah, I would have tried and gone for like an extra 1 or 2 build.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, right? Like he's still only got. I mean, keeping the 3 cards in hand, keep in mind, you guys, like we're privy to this list and everything that it's doing. But Bakugo isn't 100% sure what's going on with this Kaminari deck, and he knows that we're seeing a lot of weird cards, right? Like the Maldays and the hero names, but he's
Yeah.
not completely privy to all that information. So in his mind, it's okay. This Denki's got like what 9, 10 foundations already, and I have no idea what he's doing except he's on chaos, which has like all these terrifying cards. I think it's just time to keep 3 cards and put my dukes up if need be. Which when Denki responds by just building, is like we're super happy to do that. Right, like you
Yeah,
held 3 cards
absolutely.
with a fully ready board. I'm just gonna build, bro. I'm gonna let you lose out on all those foundations in your hand that you didn't build out of the respect that you offered me.
Yep. Yep, that certainly works out for this Denki. The surprise factor, I think, is going to be huge for this player for this event. Uh, I'm excited to see how they end up doing throughout the rest of the
Yeah,
event.
and I mean, at that point, Bakugo's kind of back in the same position now is how the heck do I swing into Denki's board there, right? 5 in hand with a million ready foundations. Time for me to just start building and trying to catch back up, which is pretty much exactly where Denki wants Bakugo to be right now, is just trying to play that catch-up game, because we're just choosing to build and build and build from here on out, which as a 7-hander who's gotten the massive head start, both on just normally building and us having gone first, we're very happy to just relax from here.
Absolutely, and it's really funny and weird. You would expect two characters like this to just be fully going for the throat against. Oh, here it comes.
So this is really cool here. What might be it is that we have the combination in hand, but don't have the jolt, and now we finally checked the jolt, and
I
now
think I see
via the
that combination in their hand right there.
oh
I think I see
man,
it.
so we're probably gonna slam the jolt on a 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. Beautifully
All
checking the 5.
right.
Now, it's important to note, it is important to note that we did also just watch them right before the jolt getting checked. Um, we watched Denki check the ultimate combination as well. So
Mhm.
if Bakugo knows what's going on here, right, he's going to be putting all of the gears together. And this is so funny. It's on an 8. We check the 5. We commit 3 foundations. We're going to commit our 3 masters pride that are all going to ready themselves.
Yep, that's awesome. That's super cool.
So cool. So what's probably going to happen is we're also going to shove in our 2 choosing a hero names. We're not going to get any damage, right? Because we're not a punch or ranged attack. But then when the jolt hits, we're going to shove the the 6 foundations and the 1 jolt into our pool, and then slam down the ultimate combination and build 6 while having if we also powerful out the jolt, right? That'll be 7 cards. So we'll have a 28-35 damage ultimate combination.
Yeah, this is gonna be brutal. This is gonna be absolutely brutal. Man, for this Bakugo player's sake, I hope they have a high block.
There's no way in 5 cards we don't have a high block. However, blocking it is also might be a little questionable, right? I mean, Easily Excited is going to make it a base 5 speed, and then it's going to get 1 speed for every 3 foundations, which right now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in stage. If we build in, okay, so it looks like we didn't go for the hero names plays. So we're just going to be getting an extra 4. That's going to be 14, which means it's going to get, if charged up brings it, well, the charged up will be a break even as far as foundation count wise. But with 14 in stage, that's an extra 3, 6, 9, 12. So another 4 speeds. This could be a 9 speed ultimate combination.
Absolutely.
If we don't have another good high block, we might not be able to stop this, Kyle.
Yeah, it could
so
be the end.
Well, do we have anything we could bring in that will buff the speed up? We're going to bring in a Reluctant Retreat. He's going to use this to make sure that this can't get plus ultra blocked. Holy cow.
Wow, that's cool. That's so cool.
He's got the technology, Kyle.
Man.
Kyle, he has the technology. The fact that we checked the 3 there is crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to get even 1 less resource to block it because we've now got a jolt inside of our momentum.
All right. I think I have to quit playing this game. I could never compare to the genius of this player right now.
You just don't get to be the king mad scientist. But I mean, there's a lot of crazy brewers in this game. It's one of my favorite things about our community is that there's so many people out there who find such crazy things to do inside of this game. But man, oh man, this is so wild. No.
Oh no!
No!
Oh man! Oh no!
I can't.
This poor Bakugo.
Kyle, I'm not strong enough. It's now a 10 speed move.
This deck is so cool, man. I'm so sorry, Bakugo. But
I'm so sorry, Bakugo. You've fallen into my trap. This is hysterical.
Oh my god.
This is maddening.
I'm building this deck tomorrow.
Kyle,
I'm bringing it to my locals this week.
We found the new true form.
What's Mineta?
Yeah. Detroit Smash who? Detroit Smash who?
Wow.
I think the only way we could be stopped now is if this Bakugo is the most manly man and has a double front beatdown in his deck, and it's in his hand right now to reset our stats. This is so funny.
Yeah,
you know what's even funnier is that we could even choose hero name for even more damage on this. This certainly is a punch.
You really could, although you definitely don't need to.
I don't know, man. I think we're here for the marbles now, man. We're here for your pure epic points.
It's about sending a message, and there's the scoop. Wow, I can't even imagine how this Bakugo player feels right now.
Oh my god, that was maniacal. That was maniacal.
Yeah,
we discarded the 4 foundations and the jolt, so that was what 20 damage on it.
Yep. Man, I don't even. I would imagine these fulfilled duties are probably coming in for this Bakugo.
Oh god, they're coming in. Oh my
Yeah,
god, you know they're coming.
yeah. Man, I would say Exploding Pride because of how much momentum he generates, but it's gone the moment he does it.
Yeah,
So Exploding
it's all
Pride
a one
probably is
turn
just a bad
play.
call.
Yeah, the Bakugo's also got his own plus ultras to side in, right? But we just saw the Denki already employ reluctant retreat, so plus ultra
Yeah,
is not necessarily going to save us. Now, the fulfilled
I don't know
duties you
if I
were
would keep
saying
the plus
can
ultra.
save us. The issue is we're going to need two of those fulfilled duties, right?
Yeah.
Because if we try to use it on the jolt, well, Denki still gets one enhanced, so he gets to say if it's fully blocked, right? And if we try to use it
Mhm.
on the ultimate combination, once we jolt into ultimate combination, play the combination, our first enhance is flip, jolt, commit, fulfilled duties. We're gonna gotta find two of those bad boys.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's this is gonna be rough for this Bakugo. I think this is a rough position to be in, especially as an aggro character. Down a game, you're playing against something that is so unorthodox, and a deck that with the amount of foundations this Denki has, they probably are going to be able to defend super well.
Man, this is so crazy. Bakugo right now is in like panic switch mode, right? You ever like you go to a big event, right? You have your deck teched out, your sideboard teched out, you're ready for all of the meta stuff, and then round one you just get slammed game one by this crazy rogue deck, and then you go, what do I have to deal with this?
Yeah,
what
exactly.
what
It's a
technology can
tough
I employ?
situation to be in. Like I seizing I would have to imagine seizing is going to be super integral, or like a super big card in determining whether or not this Bakugo is going to be able to take it to a game three. Uh, and the issue is like I don't know which card you hit. There's so many good options to hit with this seizing in this Denki deck, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's like
do
probably the Mall Day, right? That's like the closest thing that like actually buffs the consistency of this play is the Mall Day
possibly.
getting to fetch one of our two combo piece attacks that we find. I mean, it's just not a deck that's reliant on its stage, right? Seizing is going to be, it's going to find a very situational value. Amusingly
Mhm.
enough, forcing surrender could help in this matchup, kicking out some of the foundations in the pool before they
Mhm.
get snapped up by the once per game.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's got man, this Denki player thought of everything.
Yep. No, this literally like obviously, it's not exactly the same, but it definitely has the same energy as the true form All Might deck.
Oh yeah, it takes a couple more turns to get going, but I think it's probably better able to defend itself over those couple of turns.
Mhm. Now, this is not an irrelevant build. Double Arrogant Disposition does say we have -6 speed for your ultimate combination coming in. Sure
Oh,
as a
I didn't even
punch.
think about that. That's huge. Although the Stenky player did just get a free momentum for no reason.
He did. We are
It's
going to
pretty
see.
great.
It's funny, right? I'm sitting here making all of the true form comparisons, and now we see the cremation come down on turn zero, snapping that free momentum in. And really, really beautiful build five by Bakugo here. With him
Yeah.
getting to be on the play this game, aggressively speaking as well, there's a solid chance that he's going to be able to actually employ some serious offense in the next couple turns or so, and maybe just burst Denki down a bit too hard before he can get that massive stage set up to lead into his big play.
Man, I hope so for the sake of this Bakugo. I hope he gets to turbo down.
Yeah, so Denki also getting a really, really nice build here. A whole lot of two diffs, but the checks are coming in beautifully for him. Yeah,
Yeah,
fives all around.
it's the
I mean,
perk of
there's
running no attacks.
yeah, right. There's 8 3 checks in this deck. You know how
Yeah.
we're allowed to tempt fate a whole lot here. Getting a beautiful build 6. This is gonna say we're gonna get to actually defend a little bit this turn. We've also got a little bit of interaction, right? The Molde is always here to grab us some free cards if need be. Same as
Mhm.
Chivalrous. Shock treatment can commit something down in a pinch. Also going to be really relevant once we're trying to set up that ultimate combination. Maybe take
Yep.
out one or two of those arrogant dispositions.
Ooh. Looks like he's building. Okay. All right. Trying to play it a little slow. Build up a bit more of a defensive stage to fight that just brutal attack turn that this Denki has.
Yeah, I think if we're not going to be able to find like the super hardcore aggro, then we're just going to have to try and put our dukes up. We're able to plan for what's going on a little bit better now, right?
Mhm.
We might not see him try and like block the jolt this time, you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna maybe see him. Obviously, like the plus ultra made blocking the ultimate combination pretty much impossible from the get-go, but there's at least a little more elements going on, you know. Fire Bakugo, definitely not a deck that's going to be known for putting a bunch of defensive pieces in its stage, so it is a really big saving grace that we at least found some of them.
Yeah, it's tough for a deck like Bakugo to be on the defense, but with the right players, even a deck like Bakugo is going to be able to defend itself with the right player and the right pieces.
Yeah, he's certainly, I mean, you know, in a world where he just wants to get build a ton and put his dukes up, right? That's what really made us fall behind like game one. Not necessarily what made us fall prey to the combo, but Denki was definitely hardcore outbuilding us, which I mean, he's a 7-hander and there's 8 attacks in his deck. So obviously he's gonna be build 5 passing like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my
God,
here
it comes.
Here it comes. Is it time already? Are we doing this right now, Kyle?
Apparently we are.
Holy cow. Wow, I mean, there it is. I mean, it's literally how long does it take until we draw 5 foundations plus Jolt plus ultimate combination? A big thing too is like Bakugo didn't attack the previous turn, right? So he also didn't pressure us to like lose any of our you know, our Jolt plus ultimate in hand, right? He didn't pressure our sculpt at all.
Exactly. I think the best play is probably to put on as much early pressure as possible to get those attacks out of their hand, because at some point you have to block.
Yeah. Like you eventually he's going to pressure the Jolt and the combination out of our hand, but we simply didn't aggress early enough to do that. And now we're just in a position where, I mean, if he has it, he has it, right?
Yeah.
You know, he's got the. Yeah, I mean, unless there's like a random 2-check in this deck, which, like, you know, we know there's not, right? There's no world where the ultimate combination is going to be able to fail. We're going to once per game in, we're going to bring in those 5 foundations. We also have the cremation momentum steal. The big question is, do we have the plus ultra or not? We held 1 card in hand. If he's got the plus ultra, this is crazy.
Yep, if he's got the plus ultra, this is pretty much game here. Nice that he decided not to block that attack, so that they're at least going to get 1 of their -3 speeds off.
Yep. So we're gonna have the Jolt come in. So we didn't first enhance plus ultra, which means there's a chance, right? So we are gonna have the Jolt come in and commit 1 of the arrogance. So this is now gonna bring it down to a 1 speed. We're going to powerful out. The cremation looks like it found us a foundation from that random momentum. So that's going to be 1 extra when we get into the stage. So that should be 6 foundations coming in.
Yep.
And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 foundations on board, meaning it's going to get 4 speed.
Yeah.
Okay, we bring in a feeling cute. So that's 1 more speed. We can also use shock treatment to commit 1 more. Maybe we should have. Well, hang on. Did that bring us to exactly 12, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12?
I don't know if I would have set it up like this. I don't know if I would have.
Okay, so I was gonna say that he maybe should have left 1 momentum in. So what we maybe should have done was left 1 momentum in to have an extra bullet for the shock treatment. Right?
Yeah.
And we could have left the Jolt in and it wouldn't have been a foundation that we were down. And I don't think that math made it different for it to be lethal, right?
Yeah, because if this doesn't work out, this Denki, the way this Denki deck works, he's probably out of gas, right? Right?
I mean, it's hard to say. So they're doing
players kind of confirming their stats right now with all 100 million damage that this Denki player just put on their attack.
Yep. It essentially got the -3, then the +4, and then the 1 from the feeling cute. So it's going to be back up to a 6 high. Definitely not unblockable by any means. On an 8, we can't check a 3 here. Boom. 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right. We got there.
Well, that's going to be it right there. And I believe Denki has no cards in hand because we discarded our last card in hand to keep the Reluctant Retreat online. Yeah,
Now's your time,
without
Bakugo.
yeah, without a way to guarantee more speed on it there, I don't know if I would have employed the combo so early. Even though it would have given
Yeah.
Bakugo another chance to build, I think maybe holding off here a little bit, like at least another turn or so, before we could get some more foundations on board and try and get some more speed. No way, not punished.
No. Oh, that is so unfortunate for this Bakugo player.
Never punished. Wow. So you were saying it before, right? He might be out of gas right now. What looking at this list, looking at what's happened before, what does Denki do now, Kyle?
I don't know, because I don't know how this Denki player is really going to generate the amount of mass momentum he needs to be able to do what this deck wants to do right now. I mean, they have a one of wealthy aspirations. They got charged up, so you could potentially generate 3 momentum in a turn with a jolt. That could happen. But other than that, like,
He's
I
got a
don't know.
million foundations, but we're pretty
Yeah,
much so like he's got a million foundations, but like the only thing that ever threatens are ultimate combinations. So like I don't know if he's ever gonna be able to like I don't know if he's ever going to be able to like. Is there a world where is he able to get foundation in his momentum like any other way? Is he just kind of screwed from here? Are we just going to be playing like vanilla ultimate combos from here to try and close out the game? But with only 8 attacks, I don't know if there's even any way.
yeah. I definitely would have held off on that until I had a plus ultra. Um,
Yeah, right. Because like
I
that
would
was the
not have gone for
equalizer.
that.
That was the
Right.
almighty equalizer. There's a
Yeah.
world where like is his primary win con just play solid chaos defense and survive?
I mean, maybe, but like with the amount of foundations this Denki player is building, like when they reset their deck,
Yeah, no, no, like
there's no way
Bakugo.
they're gonna mill out way before this Bakugo player mills out.
Yes, yeah, with a 50 card deck, Bakugo's gonna just at some point, if Bakugo realizes this guy has no attacks in his deck and he's just playing to survive, you just start playing the deck out game, and he's got a 50 card deck with what, 10 foundations on board,
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
11.
I still think the Bakugo probably goes for the throat to try and close out the game as quickly as possible, because you don't want to force the mill out situation that can take up a lot of time, uh, a lot of precious time that you need to be able to close out that third game for this Bakugo player. So uh, that could be very problematic.
Yeah, he's in an incredibly awkward spot here where I just don't know if he can. I just don't know if he actually has the ability to close out the game anymore. Save for us to. I mean, I think like if he can maybe like get like a jolt or two in momentum somewhat, and then
Mhm.
like maybe he can. I don't know. Maybe he can get like a combination. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if there's a backup plan for this deck. Is basically what we're trying to figure out. I think.
Yeah, I don't. I think the backup plan might. I would. I could have seen myself doing what they did if. Oops, bumped the mic there. If if they had 2 ultimate combinations, I could have seen
So
that.
yeah, 2 ultimate combinations would have made this play make so much more sense, right? Like if he had like and then if he'd have only like partially powerfuled up one, yeah, I don't know. There's like worlds where that line would have worked. When he held like the one card at hand after, I was really sitting there like, dude, that's the plus ultra, and this guy's just cracked out of his mind.
Yep. I mean that's exactly what I thought too. This guy is just sitting there building gray, trying to set up plus ultra ultimate combination and Denki attack until they get there, they're just gonna sit there, build 3 and defend.
Yeah, I think that's his only route anymore. And like so like the big thing here right now, right, is that if Denki can't ever like threaten this Bakugo at any point, he's just gonna eventually sculpt to like 5 or 6 attacks. And then that's
Yep.
just like definitely it. It doesn't matter what what you've got going on for you. If he's gonna
Yeah.
get to play that much aggression and sculpt that perfect hand, like it's really almost as if Denki is on a clock in some kind of way there.
Yeah, absolutely. And with how few attacks are in this Denki deck, even with a 50 card deck, it's going to be so hard for the Denki to to sculpt 5 attacks, to be able to pose any sort of actual aggressive threat to the stage that the Bakugo has.
Yeah,
The
there's a lot to think about on both players' ends right here, and it definitely is going to weigh a lot more towards Denki's end, whereas Bakugo just kind of gets to live in a world where like, well, I survived the thing.
Yeah,
Is there any other thing? And it feels like there's just no other thing. Obviously, we know more because we have the deck lists, but assuming that Bakugo can kind of like analyze what's really going
do the
on with this
math.
deck,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right, you know,
I don't know if I would play this out especially in an upper level event, right? I don't know if I would play this out as the Denki player. I might have, if my combo didn't go off, given the nature of this deck, I might have just scooped immediately and gone to the next game and taken first turn.
Yeah, honestly, Kyle, the more that I think about it, the more I think that genuinely might be Denki's best bet. I mean, we have like
Mhm.
a little bit of leeway here, right? Simply because like we just know that like game one took us like 5 minutes to play, right?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, and like
so
there's always hoping beyond hope, and there's a possibility that the Denki could take it, but I mean, even with a half hour, that possibility is so slim. Like I would just try and go for a different game.
yeah, again, if game one hadn't taken like all of 5 minutes to play, I would totally agree with you. But we've definitely got a lot
Mhm.
of time leeway wise here. And even if it does go to game three, right, and Denki just starts like playing to try and find his combo again, it's not going to take him a terribly long time to do it. So even if there's only like 15, 20 minutes left going into the game three, I think he'll be okay no matter what. Because there's also just a world where like maybe Bakugo just goes so hard on his aggro here and kind of slips up, doesn't find the kill, and then we just like draw a couple ultimate combinations, which is like, I mean, it's a base 7 damage move.
Yeah, I mean
Something could happen, maybe.
that can certainly happen for sure. And
It looks like I mean, with Denki only down to 7 health here, we're gonna kind of just start playing the block zone lottery. Honestly, like our stage is
Mhm.
massive, but if we're gonna start having to half block things all with +2 damage on them, I don't know if there's any more
Yeah,
survival in the works for Kaminari here.
yeah, that's going to be very unfortunate for the Denki player.
Yeah, let's see what he's got up his sleeve though. I mean, he's got what is that? Just one card in hand after the
Yeah.
plus ultra block, or he's got a 3 on it. There's no way that's like 3 cards though, right? We started with none. Oh, he took the ultimate combination though.
Oh, let's
Mal,
go. There we go.
Mal
Digging.
day to pick it up. Mal day to pick it up. Oh, hang on. He's cooking.
I like it. All right.
Yeah, he's down to 4 now. We get to clear it. I mean, it's one that gets cleared anyway, but it could be the make or break between playing this next move here. It's not an ultimate.
Oh,
It's just
unfortunate.
an arrogant.
Unfortunate for that Bakugo.
Although I don't think there's any world here where Denki can squeak it out with a couple ultimate combinations, right? We've got 3 arrogance on the board.
That's what you think, Levi. This Denki is going to draw 5 attacks.
In his 8 attack deck. I mean, we've got one ultimate combination. How
We
many
do have one.
how many cards are in our deck and how many of them are jolts slash ultimate combinations?
Man, I'm gonna need the players to fan out their discard pile real quick.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just unmute myself real quick for them, and I'll just ask Denki what cards are left in his deck. I'm sure, just me and
Okay,
him, right?
y'all
Mono a
both
mono.
have 25 minutes left. Y'all didn't think you would get this far. You got plenty of time.
So it's really funny, right? When we first joined in this room, right, to ask these guys if they wanted to be on stream, the Denki player was like, "I'm 100% down. This is either going to be the greatest round ever or the worst round ever." And I thought he just meant like, I mean, it's Bakugo one versus Denki one, right? That feels like a safe thing to say no matter what. And
Yeah.
then I looked at his list and I understood everything, Kyle.
Yep. This Denki player, I would be excited as this Denki player to be slapped on stream.
That is so funny.
Coming in with the ultimate combination. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if we could at any point in time start like trying to sneak some damage in and get some more momentum, we could eventually make some kind of an ultimate combination threatening, maybe,
Absolutely.
possibly. We got easily excited. We've got double feeling cute on board. You know, if it wasn't for those three arrogant dispositions, I would say
Yeah, the
we could
arrogant
like,
dispositions are going to keep this alternate combination in check. Plus, also, I would have to imagine that this Bakugo player is just holding the one high block as much as possible.
yeah, I think what he's probably wondering right now is does Denki have other ways to like steal a momentum where like an
Yeah,
additional ultimate combination could hurt me, right?
yeah, yeah, and like we saw, there's like ways to generate a little momentum, but I don't know.
Okay, but
Okay, all right,
we do have the
here it
second one
comes.
though. We
All
do
right,
have the second
does
one
the
though.
Bakugo not have attacks in hand right now?
What's up? No, no, he
Or does
passed
does
with he
Bakugo not have a hand right now?
no, he passed with one card in hand.
Let's go. All right, this Denki is gonna put some pressure on the board. I
I
like it.
mean, yeah, Bakugo's at 24. This sure will be 7 damage, and
Uh-huh.
we'll steal a momentum with it, which isn't bad either. If we had something like a charged up or like
hmm
a forced quirk activation to maybe try and steal some more momentum and get that powerful 4 pumped up. But I think this is just going to be, you know, the most simple 7 damage ever.
Yep. Yep. Which is unfortunate, but at least it's something. It kind of sets you up. And I think this Denki player is just gonna have to kind of like play out a couple more defensive turns and set up an aggressive piece off that one momentum in order to be able to take this game.
Yeah, I mean, one powerful 4 is nothing to slouch at, but
Oh wow!
oh my
This
god.
Denki's going for the throat. Oh
Wow.
no!
If we had actually hung on to like a momentum or two or something like that, we actually could powerful this one up all the
Yeah,
way to
this
heck and back right now.
this would indeed be over.
Oh, what?
I what?
What? Oh
I
my god.
saw a flash of the jolt in their hand.
No way. This is okay, hang on.
I
Hang
okay.
on,
So
hang
what's
on.
this Bakugo at?
He's
Before
at
they take this attack,
he's at 17 right now because we
is
were
they
at
take
24
9
before
from this
and
attack.
we took 7. We're gonna take what, another 7 from this, and then
No, 9. They just got a damage increase from that action.
evil versus good gives our next one 2 damage.
Oh, the next one 2 damage. My bad.
So
Oh,
this is gonna put Bakugo to 10, and then the jolt gets to come in for 6. But I don't think that we have a way to buff up the damage.
you know, we just reset the deck. Here comes the fourth one.
Easy, that it could just be so easy, right? It could just be so easy. But there's nothing. I don't think there's any other traps on board. We don't have a momentum, so plus ultra plays aren't really going to do a whole lot for us. This is going to
Yeah.
be normally on an 8. It's actually going to be on a 6 because of the evil versus good. So we're going to commit our 1 foundation for that, and then yeah, I don't know if there's anything else occurring after that. I think this is just going to put Bakugo to 4.
Yeah. So basically, this Denki player is praying that the Bakugo draws cold.
I
They're
think
praying the
that
Bakugo
is the
draws
word.
cold, and then they're praying
Or
that
we
it
just have
draws.
another jolt, or we just have another jolt and we're
Or
gods,
that.
but then we don't check a 6 because we're not actually gods.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. So that was the line. That was the line. He
That.
said, you know what?
Wow.
That's
What I
so
tell
funny.
you.
He said, I know that I'm gonna cycle on
Mhm.
this attack chain, which means my 2/6 checks in my deck, my 2 league interviews are gonna go back to the deck. And then I could pass the jolt on a 9. That's what an insane line to identify. And honestly, we do. Oh no. Oh no. Oh
Oh
no.
no.
I mean,
I'm
this
so
can't kill
sorry,
us.
Denki.
This, this this can't kill us. So it's only actually gonna do a damage, but he's gonna show
Oh,
that
they
it
picked
doesn't
it up.
possess a low block, and we're gonna move on to game 3. So So we just saw the feast and the famine of this Kaminari deck. We saw
Mhm.
drawing, the nut turn really, really early on, relatively. I mean, I say early, but we did build for like 3 or 4 turns. It just
Yeah.
felt like it was early game because of how fast it was going, because they were kind of both just building.
Oh yeah.
But
And
then
that's just the nature of the aggro, man.
yeah, that is the nature of the aggro. And then that game, we saw him get the combo even earlier on, but we didn't have the resources yet to make it 100% lethal. The plus ultra is definitely the almighty equalizer here. That is definitely what made it like so nuts on game one.
It is still wild to me that we are 40 minutes into this round. I thought we were going to be done 10 minutes in.
It's crazy. It is super duper crazy, honestly. That would blaze through that game one so fast, and then game two, we saw what we needed, just not to the extent that we needed it, and Bakugo was
Mhm.
able to squeeze out the game eventually. Now we've got about, what is it, 20 minutes on the clock for these guys now. Kaminari has 20 minutes to try and build and find that kill turn again. Meanwhile, Bakugo has got 20 minutes to either figure out how to survive it if he finds the plus ultra or even more pieces to make it guarantee lethal, or alternatively 20 minutes to find murder. And I mean, if anyone can do that in 20, if anyone in the entire whole wide Milky Way galaxy, Kyle, right, can find 20 damage in 20 minutes on a 7-hander, it's Bakugo 1.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I absolutely agreed. Although this Denki also just like building all the important. Oh no, that's so
Oh
unfortunate.
no, no, no,
Oh
no.
no.
Holy.
Oh man. At least they went sec. At least they went first. If they had went second, this might have been game.
Is, I guess, like a partial equalizer, right? Now, are the arrogance going to come down? Okay, I'll protect you is kind of
minus
like an arrogant.
minus 3 speed. Yeah,
Yeah, it's close enough.
it gets the job done. Uh-oh, there we
Oh,
go.
okay, a little bit of a
3-1.
saving grace. A bad build, but a cremation is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. 5. Oh, unfortunate.
That's a lot of speed pump.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of speed bump. If we'd have gotten that second fastest flame, man, the Bakugo. So like, it's having fastest flame and let's fight bad guys in these like Fire Fury decks is so crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy in
yeah.
Shigaraki 1. It's crazy in Bakugo 1. There's just like, oh man, 4 speed just goes so crazy so early on. No, our
It
plus
is
ultra.
indeed the freest 4 speed of all time.
Wow, we are definitely finding the attacks in our checks from here on out.
I didn't know this was possible.
I know, right? I thought we weren't supposed to have those. What's going on here?
Yeah, what's happening? This Denki player is not going to
Wealthy
be able to set up their combo. I was so excited.
Wealthy Aspirations is also a pretty nice one here because it's going to like let you reuse Jolt on that kill turn, and that goes pretty
Yeah.
hard. That does go really hard, but the builds are a lot more even right now, right? And I think that's
Mhm.
kind of the big thing, is that the builds are so much more even.
Season's going to hurt here for this Denki player. They're going to
Yeah.
be able to flip some of the combo pieces on their board.
Yeah, what do we even flip here?
Man, I'm not going to lie. I think it's just the charged up. I would not want to give the Denki player the choice of what foundation they build on their kill.
So we flipped the Reluctant Retreat, which makes sense because Bakugo is probably sided in his plus ultras, and we're looking to maybe rely on those to keep us alive from the ultimate combination combo. I mean, the charged
Oh,
up is
I
kind of
didn't see the
similar.
reluctant retreat. Okay.
Yeah, it was hiding down there.
Okay. Well, then that makes sense then. Then I would flip the air or
Yeah.
the
Ooh, grab a bit of nitro off this. And now the charged up like the charged up provides a similar thing, right? Because then we can just go like hit with the jolt, charged up in another reluctant retreat, and then powerful, and then build it back out, right? But it does make Denki have to commit the charged up to that play. And
Yep.
it does make us actually lose that foundation and bring in a new one. So it's like still like the correct thing to do, right? It also stops him from just charged up in like anything else that he wants.
Yep.
This is This is genuinely such a difficult I don't want to say difficult, Kyle, just a bizarre round to commentate.
Yeah, it's a like I knew this was gonna be weird. I didn't understand. I was not prepared. Nobody prepared me for
We were
this.
so unprepared. I thought this was just going to be a funny like 15-minute best of 3 hee hee ha ha, OTK characters go burr, right? But we
Yeah.
were in for something so much different than we could have possibly imagined.
Which
And
is refreshing. It's so cool.
it is a very a refreshing slice, man. A refreshing slice. Also, there's a world where like, man. So like, I'm thinking right now. Honestly, what I'm thinking is, I feel like this is exactly how Sam Tate and Nilmerg felt during the Florida regional when they had to
Mhm.
first commentate the True Form deck. But what's even
Oh yeah.
crazier is they didn't have the deck lists in front of them, so they didn't know 100% know what was going on. Right? They
Oh
just saw the
no.
information come down, and then the world started changing.
Yeah, yeah. The entire game changed at that point.
Everything
Yeah.
changed. What what this Denki deck is doing is so cool. I don't even know which one of them I want to pull it through at this point. I just want, look, whoever's got the cooler kill turn, that's who I want to win.
And here comes the other seizing.
So the season could
Bakugo
be pretty
seeing
big.
their pieces is going to be huge.
Seeing the seasons is quite nice. However, Chivalrous has come down, meaning
Oh, and
at
free momentum right here.
yeah. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Into Nitro is always really nice. Season into Nitro is so good for these Bakugo Fire Fury decks because
Mhm.
the opening Nitro is the one that your rival wants to block, right? Because you don't want to clear it. Even though they block it, you want to leave it there. So being able to put the speed on it and just making their resources really hurt is so handy. Like, there's a world where they can always just take it, but then that's also what you want, because then you're not losing out on your response. It's like a really a win-win when you can put resources like that onto it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just an all around perfect card for that Bakugo deck.
So this Nitro is going to be the one that, like I said, you want to block it, right? This is kind of the only one that we really get to.
Yeah.
Kaminari's got, is the number on that accurate? Is that 4 cards in hand?
I think they're just kind of putting the die on top of. I don't think they're counting the cards in their hand.
Yeah, I don't think they are either. I don't think they are either. I think it's just to keep it on there. I just know that a lot of players do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. We're getting a little bit of Nezu action here.
And
Got
maybe
a
I'm
little bit of
totally
a
wrong.
peek at Bakugo's hand there. It looks like that is our number of cards in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we're gonna have to come out pretty hard for this block, but thankfully we had a nice little positive check on it. I mean, from here on out, we're pretty much down to just take anything that isn't lethal. Yep. Interesting that we didn't commit more of our speed resources. Oh, holy cow!
Oh, no.
Kyle, I'm scared.
Yep. This Denki player has to be kind of sitting on the back of the bus. I'm in danger.
Yeah. So this is not gonna get the +1. No, wait. Because of season, right? So Blast Rush Turbo says if you have discarded a card from your card pool, does season the advantage count for that?
Let me look.
Because season just leaves the card pool because you use it, but it's not been discarded, so I do not believe it counts. Right? I do not believe it counts. Yeah, no, it's definitely So, but the
for us native English speakers, I would assume that is how that works, but you never know.
Yeah. But we are sure going to be able to get to turn that 1 momentum into about, approximately 19 million damage. And by that, we mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 damage. 8 damage is pretty nice, but it is 1 shy of lethal. But we do get to destroy a foundation to give this +2. So it basically says you better have that block. We also can just give a, but we definitely can't fastest flame it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't.
Fastest flame is first enhance, guys.
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
No worries. Yeah.
Oh, there's a mistake.
Yeah. So I just had to correct it real quick. The fastest flame is a first enhance, but we do have the let's fight bad guys, so it's a little irrelevant. I was about to immediately go, yeah, it's fine because you have the let's fight bad guys, and I was like, that would be giving players information. Not that Bakugo is not going to see that, but
hey, you never know. In the heat of the moment, I mean, Bakugo burns very hot, and it sometimes it is difficult to see what you have on your board.
Hey, it might be, who knows, right? Who knows? So we want to make sure that we're fully unbiased commentary. Saying the Denki deck is the coolest deck that I've seen in like a month, unbiased commentary. But
Yep.
that's why we'll also help Bakugo. Oh,
Yep.
the pure confidence when you flip
The
press conference and show them the howitzer cyclone. That's terrifying.
No fear.
Denki checking his hand to see if we've got that high block. So that Cyclone doesn't Cyclone doesn't murder us, right? It'll steal 1 momentum, and then it can powerful itself to 11. We do have the low block.
Oh, that sucks.
We have
that sucks.
We have to 4, 5, 6, 7.
They're scooping it up.
8. Okay. So I guess he's saying that you, because I think he could have committed out for that, right? Am I crazy? He had 4 foundations.
Yeah, but the Denki checking that bad, even if they committed out, they're gonna be able to slap 2 speed on that next attack. Like the Denki just kind of saw what was coming on the next attack.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think the Cyclone only got us to like 2 or 3 health still. He would have needed 1 more attack after, but I don't know. Maybe he knew something that we didn't. Either way, that is gonna put a wrap on that round. Wow, oh wow. Definitely not the, I mean, it was relatively fast, right? Our game takes a while to play no matter what you're doing, right? 15 minutes, 10 minutes left on the clock. Definitely not like, the slowest game in the world, but definitely speed aside, not at all what we were expecting when it came to the texture of that match. Holy cow, Kyle, was that a thrill ride?
Yeah, it so many emotions, so many emotions throughout that game from both players. That Bakugo player just doing this immaculate defensive play through these massive turns that this Denki player was able to put out, and be able to get through that, even despite the fact that they pretty much are just an aggro deck, right? There's not that many defensive pieces in that deck. So it was very cool getting to see an aggro player play really well through another aggro turn like that.
Very, very cool stuff. What a thrilling round. But despite the round being over, before Kyle and I are going to tell you guys goodbye, we do have something awesome to show you guys. I promised you ultra rares. And it's time to take a look at some more Undaunted Raid card reveals. And the ultra rare that we're going to be looking at in this first round is coming up right now. Boom. Vindicating Smash. Kyle, I know how excited you are, unbelievably so, about Midoriya 4. So I'm going to let you lead the reveal on this bad boy.
Oh, this card is going to hurt people. Oh, man. This card is so mean. Clearly just designed for that Midoriya, right? Being able to give it powerful 4, discard 1 card out of your hand, plus if you discard another momentum, it'll put it to 15 damage, allowing you to trigger its ability to draw 2 and make your rival discard a card. So strong. Discarding, making the opponent hard discard cards is super powerful in this format, because we don't have a ton of anti-discard outs right now. So this card is definitely going to see a ton of play. It's going to be big, it's going to be mean, and it's going to hurt a lot of people. And on top of that, the deadlock ability, really strong deadlock threat.
Yeah, obviously, 15 damage is it's a bit of a mountain to climb. But when you're Midoriya 4, all that really means is have 1 momentum, right?
Yeah, if you got 1 momentum, Midoriya 4 is going to be able to just hurt you with this card.
Absolutely. And I mean, as hype as Midoriya 4 is, man, we might be seeing the Midoriya 1 stands come out of the woodwork once again for a card like Vindicating Smash.
Oh yeah, Midoriya 1 definitely gonna play this card like crazy well. And I'm
even
sure
crazier,
there's gonna be
another mid punch. It's another mid punch, so you can live that focused attack life.
Oh, you right. Going hard with, oh man, this card is gonna be super cool.
Yeah, it's also, we're also getting to expand the Fury package on these 3 symbols, which is like super duper unexplored territory, right? But this could, this whole Midoriya 4 kit is going to be kind of the beginning of that, right? So I'm really excited to see where stuff like that goes. All in all, a
Absolutely.
really, really exciting card that I'm glad we got to end that super awesome round one on, guys. But holy cow, that's all Kyle and I have for you guys right now. I'm going to be honest with you, Kyle. That round, it's going to be a tough one to follow up on.
Yeah, it's I don't I no words can describe that.
It was truly a festival, but we've got 2 more rounds left for tonight before we find out who our amazing top 8 finishers are, who are going to get that sweet, sweet free Dim Mak apparel. So for now, Kyle and I are going to bid you guys adieu and come back quite shortly, honestly. I think our round's almost done for round 2. Don't go anywhere, heroes.